Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Excalibur Data Systems Roundtable Extended Tech Talk. I'm joined today by Tom Petley from Halo. Tom, thanks for joining me.
Hi, Mike. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, it's always fun to get together and talk Halo and all the fun stuff that's going on in our industry. Um, Today, we wanted to talk a little bit about, because it's a question we get a lot, how do upgrades work in the Halo platform?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's something that's well, it comes up a lot and it's really important. So it's good to talk about. So in Halo, I think it all needs to build back to the release cycle. So we actually release quarterly updates to Halo. Um, it doesn't necessarily mean that people have to opt into every quarter update. You can upgrade, or you can never upgrade if you want to, or you can upgrade every year or whatever it might be. But we do quarterly releases, and it's kind of built into our agile nature of how we develop and how we frequently like to release new features and kind of get our customers to be able to use those features as soon as we physically can, really. So in terms of the upgrade process, we have separate options that customers can opt into. So they can either opt into the automatic update, and that means that we go through our quarterly upgrade cycle. Yeah, we'll just run those upgrades in the background. So literally no kind of no input required from the customer at all. It's all kind of already tested, and there's no can be no impact. But behind the scenes, it's like a seamless upgrade. I like to kind of reference it back to Facebook or Twitter or whatever social media platforms people use. You never know what version you're using of that system. You never know. If you look back on over the last 5 years, it will look completely different. It will have completely different features. It's completely different styling and all that kind of stuff. But you've never gone through an upgrade process with them. They've never contacted you to say, would you like to upgrade or whatever it might be. It's just something that happens in the background. And that's a process that we have. It's one of the options that we have for our customers. We will just handle all of that, and you don't even need to know about it. To be fair, you do get a notification to say it's coming, but there's nothing to say, no kind of input required on the customer end. The other option, sorry, go on, Mike,
No,
sorry.
I was going to ask a quick question. As those upgrades occur, and I've already done, configuration of different things, will it change my configuration in any way? Will anything I've done suddenly stop working?
Mm. See, that's an excellent point, to be honest. It's nothing, none of that will change. All the configuration will stay exactly the same. And the way Halo works, it's a single branch of code. It's I think back in the day we used to think it was, well, not us, but the industry used to think it was clever to be able to do separate things and then build in separate customizations and stuff. And everyone realized, okay, upgrades don't work anymore, and it's going to break every time we upgrade and things like that. So we are a single kind of branch of code. It's single alignment. So any configuration, any changes, any kind of custom configuration you do in the application, it'll all be fully supported going forward. So there's no nothing will kind of impact the upgrade there.
So the upgrade happens, all of my
Yeah,
stuff keeps working the way that it's always worked.
absolutely.
Um, but all of a sudden now, new features or new capabilities are at my
Exactly.
fingertips.
Exactly. And then we send out nice release notes and kind of have sessions, and we actually have like customer engagement sessions talking about all the new features and things like that, and also guides on how to implement them as well. So it's all very well having nice features, but if you're not sure how to use them, then that's another step. So either with guides or just get in touch, and support or consultancy team can help with those as well.
Now,
Sorry, go
one one of the other things you talked about is so it can be automatic, but for
on.
organizations that have to control their upgrade
Absolutely. Yep.
cycle, they have the ability to also control it if they want to.
100%. So we have the other model, which is where we can basically just plan those upgrades in, and then that can go through a whole separate process that will go through kind of test environments, and we can upgrade them first. You can kind of do all the internal testing that's required before that upgrade is then pushed to the live environment. And as part of that, it doesn't follow a set schedule. We will obviously notify when new versions are available, but it's up to the organization, the customer, to basically align that schedule to their internal organization requirements. Because you don't want to be doing upgrades when there's certain internal kind of change freeze periods and all that kind of stuff. So it's all just aligned to whatever the time frames required from the customer.
Now, as a customer, if I followed that model, which I know a lot of our customers do, just based on different requirements they have internally, is that something I have to coordinate with support for the upgrade to occur, or can I actually just trigger it myself on my own system?
So it depends if you're hosted or like a cloud customer or if you're an on-premise customer. So if you're an on-premise customer, absolutely just hit a button and that will basically trigger the upgrade and download the files and all that kind of stuff. If you are hosted, we also have our own change process to go through. So it's not a case of just clicking a button, but it is a case of clicking a button to request a time slot for that upgrade. So it's a pretty straightforward process, but we just like to have that extra validation that you're not going to be requesting or trying to do an upgrade when we're trying to do some kind of maintenance and that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. So it gives me, as a customer, massive flexibility. I can allow it to happen. And because I have a test environment or development environment, whatever I want to call my non-production environment, and a production environment, I could automatically be allowing the upgrades to occur here and doing my testing and then manually triggering them over here. I have
Absolutely.
basically
That's a really common, it's a common setup that, yeah.
So it gives me a ton of flexibility as a customer to be able to control how things are going to happen and when they're going to happen in partnership with Halo as the manufacturer, and for the majority of customers, my hosting provider as well.
Absolutely. Yep.
That's phenomenal and fantastic. And Tom, we've talked about in previous episodes how rapidly you guys integrate. But as a customer, this is something I want to continue to make sure customers understand of one of the many things that makes Halo so different in this crowded market of ITSM tools, because there's hundreds of them out there. But one of the things that makes Halo really unique is you guys actually publish your roadmap on your website. So I don't have to request a special session to find out what the roadmap is. I can go right online on the website, visible to the general public, and see what the roadmap is. So I can, as a organization, plan. Oh, hey, there's these new features or a new integration that's coming. We're going to want to probably move to that. And I might be, different organizations do it different ways. I might want to be one major release off, one quarterly release off of, I'm doing them, it came out in Q1 and I'm going to do it in Q2, whatever my, my thing is, but I can plan for it. I know what's coming. There's no big, I don't have to wait for it to come out to see what the release notes are. I know what's happening. And there, as we've talked about, there are occasions where Halo may pull something. I know there was an integration we talked about recently that was pulled and held because as you guys started building the integration, what you found was the API on the other side didn't have some of the capabilities that you'd like for a broad integration. And so while we have the integration, we have the ability to integrate with it, we're going to handle those as customers ask for it because of the limitations of the API on the other side, which is always true of an integration. But it's that was one of those unicorn events that we saw where it was planned, and then and when we asked, well, okay, this got pulled, there was a full explanation as to why we're not moving forward at this time. Not that it won't happen in the future, but it's the limitations that exist.
I was going to say we try really hard to keep to those timeframes, and that's one of the reasons we do quarterly releases, is that we're basically planning for the next quarter. So there's only so many events that can happen between then that can push it back. If you're planning for a whole year, you've got a whole year of things that can happen, and then it can end up being pushed back. And if it is being pushed back, it can end up being pushed back like a whole year or 2 years, and things that you see in other software. For us, if it does get pushed back, there's always some really good reason, And is it like we obviously research everything beforehand and look into APIs and stuff like that. But if it's something that's maybe caught us out or something that's not quite as we expected in the planning stage, that's a reason it could be pulled. But like you said, it's very, very rare.
Yeah, and to me, that's what's your customer first attitude as an organization. You're pulling it because putting it out there would be something that wouldn't be what you want it to be for the customers, and that drives that decision. But the speed at which these upgrades occur, the things that are innovative, the things that come out in the upgrades, the great thing is being able to play with those as a customer. See how they're gonna benefit us, and if we need to, we have that flexibility. We can have it happen automatically, or we can wait and do it on our own time schedule. And so it gives you as a customer a lot of flexibility. And like you said, for an on-premise customer, they can do those as they please. There's no forced upgrades of a customer. Customers have complete control over that process.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Tom, it's always fun to kind of get into these nuances and see how Halo, as we love to talk about, really is that customer focus on delivering the best experience to the customers that are out there, and the flexibility you give customers to deliver their solutions that they're building within the Halo platform to their customers and their teams. Tom, as always, it's a pleasure to get together and chat about this fun stuff. And I look forward to our next interaction. And for those that are watching, reach out to the team here at Excalibur. We'd love to show you the power of Halo. You can hit our website. You can sign up for a free trial of Halo, fully functional. Dip your toes in the water, play with it a little bit, or reach out to us, and we're happy to work with the team at Halo to make sure we are able to share with you what Halo can do for your organization. Tom, until next time, it was always a pleasure.
Thanks, Mike.
All right. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you soon.